Let's move on to President Biden and how he's doing. One of your fellow progressives in the House, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, says that he's exceeded her expectations and expectations for progressives. Do you agree?
I do. I think that this has been a really interesting time for us to see how the progressive movement at large, all the progressive voters, young voters, voters of color that came out and turned out for the president in November, helping us to win the White House, the Senate, and the House, and the pandemic and the way in which it has just really shined such a bright light on all the inequalities that have existed. I think President Biden has risen to the moment, and I really do give him an A in what he's done so far. It's been bold, it's been progressive, it's been what the country needs. He hasn't shied away from it, he has leaned into it, and we're hoping that the same continues to happen as we go through the process to pass the Jobs and Families Plan.
So she gives Biden an A. That is unbelievable to me, if you want to be honest. Again, he hasn't even passed his moderate promises, public option, stuff like that. These are things that were not progressive priorities even. They were supposed to be the watered down half measures of the progressive priorities, like Medicare for all, that Biden has yet to even deliver on. So this is crazy.
Yeah, this is fucking horseshit. And this is a scathing indictment of basically all the things we said last night, right, when we were streaming about this. For anybody who tuned in, for people who didn't, I'll go ahead and quickly re-summarize it. There's no strategy. It's been a complete abysmal failure. Every man for themselves. It's been, Ayanna Pressley apparently said, and then Cori Bush re-quoted her saying, we all vote alone or whatever, which is such bullshit because that means that they've all been lying to us when they say that there's a block of progressive power in Congress. There's not shit in Congress. There's apparently a sporadic bunch of, Don Quixotes out there on a fucking mission to stay in office, I guess, and virtue signal when it's easy to.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the problem we have here is that Pramila Jayapal, if you notice back, even when Bernie was running for president in 2020, she was one of the main people telling him to drop out. So she's used to capitulating to the establishment, bending the knee, and doing stuff like that. So I'm not really surprised at all. I'm laughing now because with AOC, it was shocking. With Cori Bush, it was like, really, we expect better. And with Pramila Jayapal, it's funny because all of them are just like dominoes falling down for the establishment. So it's really, really disgusting. Like, I'm at the point where it's like, you really got to defund these people, especially to let them know that, hey, I'm not for this. Why give them money if they're going to capitulate like this without trying? We're not saying that they have a lot of power. We're just saying use the limited power you have to get some stuff that you want.
Or even if they're not going to go out there and, kill bills and use their power, which they absolutely should, at least be honest about the fucking situation and don't go out here and run defense for them, do propaganda for them, and pretend like it's better than what it is. That's what really annoys me. Again, if you're not even going to do what you're supposed to do, which is hold up the bills in order to get concessions and actually make a scene about this kind of stuff and clog up the works in order to get concessions for your constituents, then at least be honest and call it out on TV when you're asked about it, instead of just glorifying and celebrating what has very clearly just been half measures. Again, the public option was proposed by Biden so that he wouldn't have to adopt Medicare for all, which is the popular position, which is the bipartisan consensus. And he's not even doing that. He's abandoned a public option.
Just like he did the $50 minimum wage, just like he did $2,000 checks, and it's just like he did canceling student debt, right? So these are all kinds of things. Just like he did taking marijuana off the Schedule I substance list and getting everybody that's currently locked up out of jail for nonviolent marijuana offenses, right? Not that there's violent marijuana offenses. Right. It's this kind of stuff that he could do with the stroke of a pen, and yet they're out here cheerleading, doing a victory lap for some guy that's done nothing but disappoint us. They've done nothing but capitulate. I mean, it doesn't make any sense unless you want to come at it from a more skeptical lens, and you start to look at it and say, I think that I really think we're left with two options. One, the Democratic Party is such a meat grinder that it's impossible to be effective with it, or two, they were just so fucking dumb that we picked the worst fuckers in the world to go into Congress, and I just don't believe that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like they don't have to be so weak. They could be going on CNN or MSNBC and all these news networks and making a scene. They don't have to answer these questions this way. She just asked Jayapal a straight up question. Do you agree with AOC? There's nothing preventing Jayapal from just being honest, but she wasn't.